At some point or another, you interact with nonprofits. Either you're inspired by, donate to, volunteer with, or are benefited by a nonprofit organization. Perhaps some of you work for one, have already, or will start your own nonprofit. Perhaps you will lead, govern, or support one as a board member. Whatever your interaction with this type of organization, you know how they support society. You might not know that they can be really tricky to lead and manage. I'm Elise with Woodworth Enterprises, and I happened upon a LinkedIn learning course titled Nonprofit Management Foundations. Instructor Leslie Crutchfield had me wanting to learn more when she introduced the course with a quote by Margaret Mead. "Never doubt that a group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has." This quote resonated with me as part of the intention of my alma mater, the Virginia Military Institute, or VMI's, mission to create citizen soldiers ready for civilian life and service. I'm also well into the midst of a book Leslie co-authored with Heather McLeod Grant called Forces for Good, the 6 Practices of High-Impact Nonprofits. It is a must-read if you operate in the nonprofit world. This well-researched book presents in-depth examples of how nonprofits in their study group achieve their high level of impact. There is a common thread so far about the organizations leveraging power, resources, and networks to achieve their mission. Another trend is that there isn't any one right way to be successful as a nonprofit. The 6 practices they outline exist and persist in their study group, but their application is far from a miracle formula. The key is having a mindset and strategy for success. So why the sudden interest in nonprofits? Well, we've decided to focus our efforts on helping nonprofit board members be more effective so they can better support and govern their organizations. This all started back in 2014 when I accepted my first board position with the VMI Foundation. I believe that nonprofits are important and beneficial to society. By law, they need to have a governing board. Over the past years, I've started to notice that there is almost always a need for good board members in nonprofit organizations. There are many types of boards and many types of members that make a board what it is. But the best ones are engaged with their organization. What better way to help a nonprofit than to strengthen its board? So I looked at the Ignite model we've been using to help companies strengthen their culture, and with a few tweaks to our Insight tool, have made it work for nonprofits as well. As with companies, there is no one-size-fits-all solution to the problems that may arise. But I've found that having an effective board that is aware of the needs and responsive to the organization is the best place to start. I would love to hear about your experience with or on a nonprofit board. Do you find it enriching? Is it a good experience? What were the pros and cons of your group? What worked and what didn't? Comment below or set up a time to chat. I always welcome a conversation about forces for good.